Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve the impossible while others, with the same skills and opportunities, fall short? The answer isn't luck or talent. It's belief. What you believe deep down in your mind has the power to shape your entire reality. Introduction. Today, we're diving into the magic of believing by Claude M. Bristol, a classic guide that has inspired entrepreneurs, leaders, and dreamers for decades. First published in 1948, this timeless book explores how our thoughts and beliefs, when harnessed correctly, can unlock extraordinary achievements. Whether you're chasing financial success, personal growth, or greater confidence, Bristol reveals how to tap into the hidden power of your subconscious to turn desire into reality. This summary will walk you through the core lessons, practical techniques, and transformative ideas that prove one thing: what you believe, you become. Chapter 1. Belief is the foundation of success. Claude M. Bristol opens the book with a powerful idea. What you believe sets the limits of what you can achieve. Belief isn't just wishful thinking. It's the inner conviction that turns vague desires into real possibilities. Think about it this way. If deep down you don't believe you can succeed, no amount of talent, education, or resources will help you. You'll second-guess yourself, hesitate, and probably quit when things get tough. On the other hand, when you truly believe in something so strongly that you can see it, feel it, and expect it, you naturally act with more confidence, persistence, and energy. That's what separates people who try from people who actually make it happen. Bristol compares belief to planting seeds in fertile soil. If the seeds are strong and well-nourished, they grow into healthy plants. If they're weak or neglected, they wither away. In the same way, your mind responds to the beliefs you feed it. Feed it doubt, and you'll see obstacles everywhere. Feed it belief, and suddenly opportunities seem to appear. The key takeaway here is simple: success starts on the inside. Before you can build anything in the real world, a business, a career, or even better relationships, you have to build the belief that it's possible. Once that belief takes root, it becomes the invisible force that pushes you forward and shapes your actions until your vision turns into reality. Chapter 2. The Power of Suggestion. In this chapter, Claude M. Bristol explains how powerful suggestion really is, both the suggestions we give ourselves and the ones we absorb from others. He points out that the human mind is like a sponge. It doesn't just hold on to random thoughts. It absorbs and acts on the ideas that are repeated and emotionally charged. Suggestion works like a seed planted in the subconscious. The more it's repeated, the deeper it sinks. That's why affirmations, self-talk, and the messages we constantly hear around us shape our behavior far more than we realize. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, your mind eventually accepts that as truth. But if you feed it positive, empowering suggestions like, "I am capable," or "I can achieve my goals," your subconscious starts lining up your actions to make those beliefs a reality. Bristol also warns about the suggestions we pick up from other people. Negative voices, criticism, and doubt can sneak into our minds and weaken our confidence if we aren't careful. On the flip side, surrounding ourselves with positive, encouraging influences strengthens our own belief system. The big lesson? Guard your mind carefully. Pay attention to what you tell yourself and what you allow others to tell you. Repeated suggestions, whether positive or negative, can literally shape your destiny. So choose the ones that move you toward the life you want. Chapter 3. Visualization and Mental Pictures. Claude M. Bristol emphasizes that one of the most powerful tools for success is your ability to see things in your mind before they happen. He explains that the subconscious doesn't easily distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. That's why visualization, mentally rehearsing your goals as if they've already come true, is such a game changer. When you create a clear mental picture of what you want, you're essentially programming your subconscious to believe it's possible. Over time, your thoughts, habits, and actions begin to align with that picture. It's like your mind is working behind the scenes to close the gap between imagination and reality. Think about athletes who mentally rehearse their routines before performing, or inventors who picture their creations long before they exist. Visualization works the same way for anyone. It's about giving your brain a blueprint of success. Bristol suggests making your mental pictures as detailed and emotional as possible. Don't just see your goal, feel it. Imagine the excitement, the pride, the sense of achievement. The stronger the emotional charge, the more your subconscious grabs onto it. The takeaway here is simple. If you want to achieve something, start by building the picture in your mind. Keep it vivid, keep it consistent, and keep reinforcing it. Over time, life has a way of bending toward the vision you hold most firmly. Chapter 4. Repetition Creates Conviction. Claude M. Bristol explains that belief doesn't always happen instantly. It's something that can be built. And the way you build it is through repetition. Just like a song gets stuck in your head after hearing it enough times, repeated thoughts and affirmations sink into your subconscious until they feel natural and true. The mind works like a muscle. The more often you feed it a particular idea, the stronger that idea becomes. At first, saying "I am confident" or "I can succeed" might feel awkward or fake. But over time, with steady repetition, your subconscious begins to accept it as fact. Once that belief is firmly planted, it fuels the confidence and determination needed to follow through. Bristol also points out that repetition is everywhere in life. Advertisers use it to influence buying decisions. Politicians use it to shape opinions. Religious practices often use repeated prayers or chants to build conviction. The principle is always the same. The more often an idea is repeated, the more deeply it sticks. The big takeaway here is that you can use this same power for yourself. By repeatedly affirming your goals, visualizing success, and focusing on positive thoughts, you gradually convince your subconscious that those outcomes are certain. And once your subconscious accepts it, your actions naturally follow. Success, then, isn't about one big moment of inspiration. It's about consistently feeding your mind the right messages until belief becomes unshakable. Chapter 5. The Mirror Technique. In this chapter, Claude M. Bristol introduces one of his most practical tools, the mirror technique. It's simple but powerful. Stand in front of a mirror, look yourself directly in the eyes, and speak your goals or affirmations out loud with conviction. Why does this work? Because looking yourself in the eye forces you to confront your own doubts and replace them with confidence. Most of us are quick to encourage others, but hesitate to speak with the same certainty to ourselves. The mirror technique flips that. It's like giving yourself a motivational pep talk every day. Bristol explains that this practice strengthens the connection between your conscious and subconscious mind. By hearing your own voice declare your intentions, your subconscious begins to accept them as truth. Over time, this builds a deeper sense of self-belief and determination. He also stresses the importance of emotion. Don't just mumble your affirmations. Feel them. Speak with passion, energy, and certainty. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the impression on your subconscious. The mirror technique may sound awkward at first, but Bristol insists that if you stick with it, the results can be life-changing. It helps you break through self-doubt, sharpen your focus, and build the inner confidence needed to pursue your goals. The lesson here is clear. If you want the world to believe in you, you must first believe in yourself. And sometimes that starts with looking in the mirror and saying it out loud. Chapter 6. Desire and Burning Ambition. Claude M. Bristol makes it clear in this chapter that desire is the spark that ignites everything. Without strong desire, belief has nothing to feed on. Desire is what keeps you moving forward when challenges show up and things don't go as planned. Bristol stresses that there's a big difference between simply wanting something and having a burning ambition. A casual wish is weak. It disappears at the first sign of difficulty. But a burning desire creates energy, focus, and persistence. It makes you willing to sacrifice, to keep going, and to do whatever it takes to reach your goal. He explains that desire works hand in hand with belief. Desire gives you the emotional fuel, while belief directs that energy toward action. Together, they form the unstoppable combination that drives achievement. Bristol also points out that many people fail because they don't really want what they say they want. Their desire isn't strong enough to carry them through setbacks. To succeed, you have to be crystal clear about your goal and connected to deep emotions. Whether that's the excitement of success, the relief of freedom, or even the pain of avoiding failure. The big takeaway? Weak desire produces weak results. But when your ambition burns brightly enough, it shapes your thoughts, your habits, and eventually your reality. Desire isn't just a wish. It's the fuel that keeps the fire of belief alive until your vision comes true. Chapter 7. Faith Overcomes Fear. Claude M. Bristol reminds us that fear is the biggest enemy of success. Fear paralyzes us, makes us second-guess our decisions, and often stops us before we even try. But the antidote to fear is simple: faith. Faith, in this sense, isn't just about religion. It's about having an unshakable confidence that things will work out, even when you can't see the whole path. It's the belief that if you keep moving forward, the answers and opportunities you need will show up. Bristol explains that fear and faith cannot exist in the mind at the same time. When you choose faith, faith in yourself, in your vision, and in the process, you push fear out of the way. On the other hand, when you let fear dominate, it weakens your belief and drains your energy. He also points out that many of our fears aren't even real. They're imagined worries our minds create. Faith helps us rise above those illusions by keeping our focus on what's possible instead of what could go wrong. The lesson here is straightforward. To succeed, you must train yourself to lean on faith instead of fear. This doesn't mean you won't feel nervous or uncertain. It means you refuse to let those feelings control your actions. Faith gives you the courage to take the next step, and once you do, fear loses its grip. The takeaway? Fear limits, but faith liberates. If you want to unlock the magic of believing, you must let faith lead the way. Chapter 8. Persistence and Patience. Claude M. Bristol highlights two qualities that often separate success from failure: persistence and patience. Most people quit too soon. They give up when results don't come right away, assuming their efforts aren't working. But Bristol explains that lasting success is almost always the result of sticking with your belief long enough for it to take shape in reality. Persistence is about refusing to quit, even when progress feels slow or invisible. Every repeated effort, every affirmation, visualization, and action adds up. It may not show results immediately, but it's planting seeds that will eventually grow. The danger is pulling those seeds out of the ground too early by giving up. Patience, on the other hand, is the ability to wait without losing faith. Bristol warns that chasing instant results only leads to frustration. Big achievements often take time to develop, and the universe has its own timing. By combining persistence with patience, you create the perfect balance. Steady effort without the stress of expecting overnight success. He uses examples of inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders who kept going despite countless setbacks. What made them different wasn't luck. It was their willingness to persist and their patience to trust the process. The key takeaway? If you truly believe in your vision, keep going. Don't let impatience trick you into thinking nothing's happening. With persistence and patience, success often shows up right when most people would have quit. Chapter 9. Harnessing the Subconscious Mind. Claude M. Bristol explains that your subconscious mind is the real powerhouse behind your actions, habits, and results. Unlike your conscious mind, which analyzes, doubts, and questions, the subconscious simply accepts what it's told and works tirelessly to make it real. That's why learning to direct it is so important. The subconscious doesn't judge whether a thought is positive or negative. It just takes whatever you feed it. If you constantly think about failure, your subconscious will push you toward failure. If you focus on success, it will quietly influence your decisions and behaviors to help you succeed. It's like an invisible partner working behind the scenes, shaping your reality based on your dominant thoughts. Bristol emphasizes tools like visualization, repetition, affirmations, and the mirror technique as ways to program the subconscious. By impressing your goals and desires upon it with emotion and consistency, you train it to work in your favor. He also explains that many great discoveries, ideas, and solutions often come when the conscious mind is at rest, like during sleep or relaxation. That's the subconscious delivering answers it has been working on quietly in the background. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Your subconscious mind is always at work, whether you control it or not. If you guide it with belief, desire, and clear direction, it becomes your greatest ally. But if you leave it unchecked, it can just as easily work against you. Chapter 10. The Law of Attraction in Practice. In the closing chapter, Claude M. Bristol ties everything together with a principle that has since become famous, like attracts like. Simply put, the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs you consistently project out into the world tend to draw back similar circumstances and people. Bristol explains that your mind acts like a magnet. If you dwell on negativity, fear, and doubt, you'll notice more of those things showing up in your life. But if you focus on success, abundance, and confidence, you start to attract opportunities, connections, and resources that match that mindset. It's not magic. It's the natural way your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions influence your environment. The law of attraction works best when combined with the other principles: belief, suggestion, visualization, repetition, persistence, and faith. When you hold a clear vision in your mind, reinforce it with daily affirmations, and act consistently with confidence, you essentially send out a signal that draws matching results back to you. Bristol urges readers not to just understand this law intellectually, but to practice it. Guard your thoughts carefully, surround yourself with positive influences, and keep your focus on what you want, not on what you fear. Over time, you'll notice your outer world reflecting your inner state. The big takeaway? The law of attraction isn't about wishing. It's about aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions so strongly with your goals that life itself begins to mirror them back. Conclusion. So what's the big lesson from The Magic of Believing by Claude M. Bristol? It all comes down to this. Your beliefs shape your reality. The thoughts you choose to focus on, the suggestions you allow into your mind, the visions you hold, and the persistence you show, all of these combine to create the life you experience. Bristol's message is simple but powerful. Success doesn't start with luck, money, or even talent. It starts with belief. If you can picture it, affirm it, and fuel it with desire and faith, then your subconscious will work tirelessly to help you achieve it. The mirror technique, visualization, and repetition aren't just feel-good practices. They're practical tools for rewiring your mind and unlocking your potential. But remember, none of this works overnight. Belief grows stronger through persistence and patience. When fear creeps in, faith has to push it out. When doubt shows up, repetition and visualization strengthen your conviction. And when you stay consistent, You'll notice life starting to reflect back the energy and focus you've been putting in. If this summary inspired you, I highly recommend reading the full book. It's packed with timeless wisdom that's just as relevant today as it was when Bristol first wrote it. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more audiobook summaries that can help you grow, succeed, and transform your mindset. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one belief you're going to start reinforcing in your own life? Drop your answer in the comments below.